If I see the minister is a coward, automatically I kick you out of my office. Because I know that you have got something wrong with you. I will put some another person straight. Or any governor or anybody. This I must make it absolutely clear. And even whether you hide, you will be known in a light completely. This I must make it absolutely clear. Whether you hide, you go where, you will be known completely. But this particular second point is very important. You must teach people to love their leaders. This is the only most important, like any country. And the people also must love their ministers. But loving, it is a well known in Uganda. You can't change as a minister. Number 3, determinations. You people must work with the determinations, and all other peoples, you must teach them to work with the determinations. If I go sometime...
When you're ready.
Oh my goodness. Imagine the kind of president this gentleman was. I think beyond the history books, as you grow up and get to see what was, captured on camera, I think this man was a Pan-African. Anyhow, that was the man himself, the field marshal, Idi Amin Dada. Excuse my house voice today. Yeah, it's a season of colds, cough and flu in every house. It's back to school. It's a school season, so the kids keep infecting and we keep reinfecting each other like that. My name is Jackie Deweyi, the doctor's daughter. You're welcome to the Deweyi Drive. And most importantly, today, the 11th day of April 2025, marks exactly 45 years since Idi Amin Dada was ousted from power. We got help from Tanzania, and we had a couple of Ugandan exiles who had left because they couldn't, stand the political atmosphere at the time. And, he was taken out of the scene. And I was thinking, when you saw that video, he was saying, if you are a lazy person, a lazy government worker, a minister who does not love your ministry, you will be taken out of work. And I loved that. And this man was a man that loved his country. Anyway, this is not about it's not about politics, but it was very important not to miss this one. I also liked this video of him as I was checking out Idi Amin when he was talking about how he was not worried about being assassinated because he was a believer in God. Okay, maybe it's my producer and some other videos. My producer Stuart will give us just one more video, and then we'll get to that Glow Up, Grab Friday, personal development, things that make you a better person. Today's topic is very interesting, and I have a very interesting guest. But I think let's just check out one more video of Idi Amin, a small one. I give credit to the people who put this work out there on TikTok. It was easier for me to just download these videos and share them with you. Okay.
What do you mean we have no money? I need at least $1 million for intelligence mission immediately. I told you on telephone that I need this money urgently.
Your Excellency, as I told Red also, we're bankrupt. We're simply out of foreign currency.
Well, print more.
Your Excellency, it's not quite that simple. We cannot print foreign currency. I'm having a lot of difficulties these days in persuading our foreign suppliers to accept late payments. The Uganda shilling is worthless today in the foreign market. In fact, worth less than toilet paper.
Toilet paper? You call Uganda money shit money? Take Governor here outside and show him what we do to shit. Imperialists will not run Uganda's bank.
Yes, sir. You are mistaken, Your Excellency. I wasn't arguing with you. I was only trying to explain.
Let him away.
Let me explain.
What's your name?
John.
Yes, you had to respect the country, and you, most importantly, had to respect currency. Anyway, I hope those were the facts, but whatever it is, I feel like does this gentleman remind you of a global leader right now? Before they said we were backwards, we are Africans, we are the ones who do things like Idi Amin did them. But now there's a global leader. He says, let there be a war, the war will come. Let there be this, it will happen. Let us shut this. So you stop this in Africans and our leaders. Anyhow, let's get back to business. It's a great Friday from where I'm coming. This is Kampala. We're live in Uganda. She's unapologetically Ugandan, but of course we do borrow the best practices from East Africa and beyond. And I guess today you are gonna love him. He's a legendary TV producer from the days of my days of growing up. When we were watching TV, it had to be WBS. So, you already know this man comes with a wealth of knowledge. He's a man of many talents. He's into real estate, he's into construction, he's into communications, and he's worked with some of the biggest brands in the country. He's worked with MT in Uganda. He's worked with... Why am I speaking for him? The man is here on the set. All right, so let's welcome this man. You know him as Sina Tabu, but he does have a name. Hi, Eric.
Hi.
It's good to have you.
My name is Sina Tabu.
Joina Tabu.
You've already introduced me.
So why are you Sina Tabu? Why are you Sina Tabu?
Because I don't have problems. I don't see problems.
I like that.
I look at problems as opportunities.
You live life in affirmation, positive
Yes.
affirmation.
And that is the only way to live.
But what's your real name?
Eric Omondi.
So
And
if
I'll
your
tell
relatives
you-
came
I'll
looking for you, they
tell
would
you-
not find
I'll
you.
tell you why I don't use that name. No, even my relatives now know.
Uh-huh.
If you come and you want to find me easily,
Don't look for Mondi.
just look for Sina Tabu.
Ah.
Just say I'm looking for Sina Tabu.
So you said there was a story. Why don't
Yeah.
you want to use
The
it?
story, the reason why I don't want, I don't like using the name Eric Omondi is that a good number of people associate it with the comedian.
Yes.
And so
And they
this
think you're
time
the same
I was
family.
supposed to do a radio interview. I was a guest, and the ladies, when they read, the host, when she read somewhere, she was told you are hosting Eric Omondi.
Eh.
Just for her to expect the comedian,
And then
it
it
is
was
me who
Sina Tabu.
arrived. She's like, "Are you Eric Omondi?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." No, I wasn't expecting you. I was expecting someone else. Then social media wise, I was receiving a lot of inboxes, people asking me questions that I couldn't understand. So then I just decided, Eric, you don't want problems like this.
No.
And so that is where the name Sina Tabu came from.
Yeah, when it's a mixed identity or whatever, or mistaken identity.
Yes.
It's very annoying when you're the one on the receiving end.
And I would have conned people.
You could have.
Yes.
And you would have gotten away with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean-
when's Eric gonna find out?
Yes.
The other Eric,
Yes.
the comedian.
We are all Eric Omondi.
Yes, you are.
So how?
And legally,
Mm.
you both own the name.
Yes.
Imagine. So we will be talking a bit about Eric does have such an interesting life. And if you're just joining us, today's topic is very, very interesting. Eric is going to be telling us how to stay without our
Without the other gender.
So he's going to be telling us how to successfully live single, how to live without a woman. If you're a man, today is your day. And if you've been wondering, how can I manage? We'll talk about it. But of course, as we do that, we get to talk about the different exciting things. You know how this show works. We get to know about Eric and the different projects he's done. And before Eric gets to tell us why he became single and just chose not to marry again and how long he's been single, I really cannot let this opportunity pass without talking about WBS. These are some of the things that made me want to join the media as a child. Eric, what drew you to wanting a TV career? You didn't see his face because he was making the stars.
What drew me towards wanting a TV career is because somehow growing up, I wanted to change lives. And I used to watch TV. And most of all, I used to read newspapers. I had an uncle who would buy all the newspapers. And every time I was left home, I would pick the newspapers and I would sit and read all of them. And there are stories that really touched me, and especially things to do with, I don't know why, abuse to female children. Those gender-based violence. I don't know why I was so much drawn to them. And I kept on thinking, what do I do? What can I do in life to change some of these things? And I had an opportunity to visit BBC. And because at first I wanted to be a pilot. But then when I visited BBC, a lot of things changed in me, and I was like, this is what I would want to do.
You wanted to become a change maker.
Yes, so I wanted to become a change maker, and I knew TV was going to be one of the platforms that I would use to change.
And then before you knew it, you were on WBS. Is that where your TV career started?
No, my TV started actually with France. I did some work for France 24 in Kenya. Then some STV then. Now it is K24. Then later on, an assignment to do something for KTN. Then I ended up in Uganda, and somehow I ended up at WBS. Okay? I just liked Uganda. And yeah, the green and the fact that
The
everything
women.
was so easy. No, but
The
that time,
kneeling.
that time I didn't see women.
No one had even knelt to
I
reach
had
you. I
not-
know that
I
excites the
had-
Kenyan girls a
No,
lot.
no, I had a lot of experience with women from Uganda in terms of my parents. My mom had she actually has a Ugandan background. Okay, so it didn't really affect me, and I wasn't really at first when I came, I didn't even see women. I just saw green, and I was like, why?
It's a beautiful
How?
country.
I love green. Okay, first I just love green. I don't like things that glitter. I hate places like Mombasa. I don't know, hate is a big word, but I don't like Mombasa. I don't like Dubai. I'd rather be in the Amazon.
Notice all the houses are painted as if a blue. Is that blue?
Yes, there's a bluish thing, and then there's like everything is
That
glass.
blue
Everything
thing.
is man-made. Everything is. I don't like man-made things. Right? I would rather be, for example, my favorite place is Bwindi. Yeah.
I see your kind of life.
Yes, I like when I'm into those forests and I'm looking at baboons and whatever,
Nature.
gorillas, and
You're taking
I'm enjoying,
nature walks
and
and
birds
watching
are
animals.
flying by, and I can listen to them, and I can even record them. That is what makes me me. And I think that is what led to my love for Uganda.
Amazing.
Yes.
And then when you came, that was it. What year was that?
It was in 2005 that officially I decided to come back. I'll say come back and now be back. Yes.
In Uganda, and then that's how you joined.
Yes, that's how I
Local
joined
TV.
WBS. Then, first of all, as a music producer, then head of entertainment, then head of production. Yes, and that's how it went.
If you're not from our times and we talk about WBS, you will not understand. Growing up, you needed to bathe early so you can go watch Home and Away on WBS, Africa Rhythms, Jam Agenda. Hey, there was Straka. Those were the days of real TV. What are some of your best, most memorable moments working on TV?
Okay, most memorable moments was still what inspires me most. Is you would have people who would come to your office and they're like, they want a job, and they may not have papers,
Yes,
and they don't have experience,
but they have talent.
but you can see it in them.
And you're like, this person can be mentored.
And the fact that you would give them, first of all, you would talk to them and guide them, and actually, guide them on what you think they can do and how they can achieve what they can achieve. And to encourage them and let them know that even if they don't get this opportunity here,
They can still be
there is
great.
a lot that still lies ahead. I think that's what I pride in, including musicians. Some of these musicians were my best friends. Okay,
And you help them
the
stay on
Bebe
this.
Cools, Bobby Wines, they were my best friends because they knew if they wanted their music to play,
On WBS,
I
they
was
needed
the
to talk
person
to
get
you.
in touch.
So those were the days when
Yes.
they were the big three.
The Zaris, whenever she used to land at the airport, the first person she would call
Is you.
was to call me and tell me, hey, I have landed, I have a video. Oh, can we meet and have coffee? The Grace Nachimenas. Those were my buddies. But it is because I liked spending time with them, and we just liked chatting. Okay? And I sort of played the counselor role
For them.
in all that. Yeah? if I thought this was not going right, I would come in and say, you know what, I think this is not right. You understand? So that for me was that was the most beautiful thing. And there are presenters that people who are not presenters, and they walked into my office, and right now they're very successful presenters. Okay, I always give Mackenzie.
Oh, he's right there, Mackenzie.
You get?
Just popped on the screen.
I always, you see that man. I remember when Mackenzie came, and we had a deep word.
Yeah.
And I could see it in him.
That he had.
And so I told the management I had gotten a presenter. And the management was like, "Who was that?" Because by then, Kazora was the one in charge of the Jam Agenda show. And before knowing it, I was asked to please bring him on board. Okay? Look at where he is right now.
He's soaring, he's thriving.
And that is the pride.
Yeah.
And because he was ready and willing to take the baton I had given him and run with it. You understand? You see, every day, there's something or there's something that happens to you or there's someone you meet. And if you are open-minded enough, you will see there's something you can benefit from them.
Yes.
And they will also see there's something they can benefit from you. You understand? And I loved Mackenzie because he saw it and he ran away with it. He's now a bigger person than I am.
And you're glad you.
Okay? And whenever I see him or whenever I meet him, I feel a lot of joy.
Of course.
Yes.
If you're just joining us or you don't know who Mackenzie is, he's the guy, the producer put back, he's the guy in the white shirt, light-skinned guy. You probably have seen him now. That was, around what year was that, by the way?
He's the head. He's now a presenter at Kiss. Kiss Radio. Yeah. And a very successful PR person as well, a digital marketer. Yes. And that was the person that I saw then.
And I think those were the days of Jam Agenda.
Yes,
I see Kazora there, I see Viboyo.
Exactly.
I don't know who the DJ is.
Yes, I can't remember who the DJ is.
Yeah. Oh, and that was the girl.
That was my favorite girl.
Yeah. Till now, I don't know if we have a presenter in that style genre.
No, many have tried to copy her. Very many have tried to copy her. But they have come short.
Yeah.
I will say this. They have come short. Because I think it's because I always believe if you don't have the why, and if your why is to compete with another person, if your why is wrong, then you are never going to get it right. Let me just say it that way.
Yeah, if you don't have a why action.
Yes.
Because sometimes the people do not even have a why.
And I always believe that Straka had the right why. And of course, later on, she lost direction. But I still believe. I kept on saying.
There's an opportunity.
I kept on saying.
There's never been another Straka.
I keep saying it. If Straka today woke up
and made up her
and
mind,
decided to do some things right, trust me, she'll beat all these presenters that you see, the female presenters especially, that are trying to be a Straka. All of them.
Do you think anybody is trying to come close?
No, I haven't seen. And to be very honest, I no longer watch those shows because I don't like the way they formulate their questions. Okay? Recently I watched a clip on social media of someone asking a musician that how comes everything you have is funded by a sugar daddy?
Oh no!
Your music is funded by a sugar daddy. Your house is funded, and when I commented on Facebook, I said, you know what? There was actually a wiser way to ask that question,
and you'd still get an honest answer without being disrespectful.
You understand?
Yes.
Without being disrespectful. Now, I no longer have time for those kind of programs. Actually, to be very honest, I watch very little TV.
Because when you're watching, you're probably producing the show.
Yes.
And you think
maybe she could have and because I know when I'm watching, I'm very sure some of these people I need for a very different. They think the more controversial I sound, the more I will trend. So the purpose is to trend.
Yes.
You get?
Ratings have brought problems.
Yes.
Ratings.
Yes. And you see, ratings are always there. But why are we getting the ratings? Why am I being rated? Because that is what will make you last for long. You see, these ratings, there's a girl who used to be in one of the Vision group, whatever, was very happy. Where is she? You understand? What has she left behind?
You're talking about the shows where they used to diss artists and whatnot.
You get it? Where is she? And what is her, what can I say? What is her legacy? Okay? And this comes from the fact that we think if we fight now and it goes viral, it's a good thing. So we will not look at the fact of why were we fighting.
In fact,
but
we
the
will
fact that the fight went viral, yes,
we will plan the fight so we can go viral.
We can go viral.
Yes.
You understand?
And so the show can get talkability.
Yes. And I will tell you this because I've had opportunities of being part of some, projects. I'll give you an example of Miss Uganda.
Oh yes.
And I spent a lot of time with Miss Uganda. When Hannah Karema won. When Hannah Karema won the title, that was the year when I spent 21 days with them at the house, boot camp. I went around the country with them. I had an opportunity of going around the country with them as they were selecting who was the best Miss Uganda. And when I was done, after selecting Miss Uganda,
that
I got
was
a call.
last year.
No, last year but one.
Last but one, Hannah's time.
When I was done, after Hannah Karama had won, the day after we went back to the house, and a journalist called me. It was an NTV journalist. I'll be very straight. And I said, he asked me, what's up? How are you doing? What? Then I said, you know what, my friend, I'm so surprised that all this time we were with these girls in the boot camp, no media house visited to come and find out what is going on. How do we select Miss Uganda?
So you could help
Okay.
the public
understand
what Miss Uganda
But
is
now
about.
that we have the Miss Uganda, the moment you see her dating somebody or meeting somebody in a restaurant
you pick interest.
or in a club, and the story breaks up, what will happen? She'll
go viral.
You understand?
Yes.
And that for me is what brings out the difference. Yeah? And that becomes my why. And that is one of the reasons why I have a lot of problems with local television. Okay? I think they don't have a why. Theirs is to, how do I hit?
Yeah. Ratings,
and
talkability, social media numbers.
Yes. And I'll give you an example. I've also been in some boardrooms and we've argued. Okay? I believe it is the media that shapes the society, not the society shaping the media.
Thank you so much. And that is what this show is about. Change makers at all our levels, at the different levels, no matter what we're talking about. Even as simple as today's topic does look, when you get to know the person before we get to the topic, he is a change maker. And I think most times when you're younger and you're thinking you want to be on radio, you want to be on TV, you want a podcast, a YouTube channel, you're not thinking, I think it's very rare that people are thinking about becoming a change maker, contributing to community transformation. They are thinking, how do I become a celebrity overnight?
How do I buy
that explains why if especially I feel like I fear for the girl child right now. I feel like this industry exploits the girls the most because we do not know that you can actually you can make impact as a media personality, as a podcaster, as anything in this media sector without using your body, without letting people exploit your body.
It's simply because we've not sold it to the girls that
it's
the reason why you're singing
Is to change lives.
Is not to trend. And trending, because you are changing lives,
Yes.
is way better than trending
Because
you
you're
are not it.
undressed. Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Trending because you did something that someone watched or saw or read, and they felt like, I am clicking the subscription button
To see more of his
to
body,
see more of this.
not the
Is
content.
different than being, pressing that subscription button because she has photos of her half dressed
Yeah.
most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And they want to book you.
And so they want to find out how do they get to know you and all that stuff. And so
And
we
check
haven't
you
sold,
out.
and the media hasn't sold this
Yes.
a lot. Sold this
Yes.
a lot. And I keep asking, at what point does them invite these people and give them the right reason why they're being invited?
Yeah.
Not because the nudes leaked, okay? Not because they have a fight with the manager,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Because Mr.
Not
Uganda is
because
representing
of many
the
other
nation.
things.
Mm.
Because if you go deep down, these girls, there's some things that they're doing that they are
At
very
the
good.
grassroots, at the community
You get
level.
those things are very good.
Mm.
Now, if you start highlighting those things, do you know what will happen?
You'll
They will do
influence
those things.
younger people.
Yes, and even
to do good.
those girls themselves, those artists or whatever, you will influence them to keep doing more of that.
Yes, and
because now they will know this is what gets attention,
When
and
you
it's
do
changing
good.
lives. And now what happens is that there are a lot of other young people who will think, okay, fine, Juliana is doing this, Irene Namiru is doing this, Vinka is doing this, all these other artists
How
are
can
doing
I
this.
do the
So
same
how can
for
I do the
change?
same? So if I want to sing, why do I want to sing?
Yes, that's having a good time. You're healing.
Yes.
Music is therapeutic. You are a change maker with your art, whatever your
Yes.
skill is. Eric, how you are so passionate about the media, no doubt. How do you compare your TV time? Of course, you've spoken about the things you see right now that really disgust you, but also there's been a sudden shift, especially because of social media now. And from the time you were on TV and now, and even our WBS that we grew up on is now no more. But TVs are ongoing. You mentioned the NTV. We have lots of local channels that are doing their best and are giving us entertainment, quality entertainment. How do you compare the evolving right now, the changing, the TV in your time and the TV now, especially in the age of social media?
If I compare, I would say our times, TV was deep. Okay?
How?
It involved a lot of research.
Now we have AI.
We
They don't
took-
have to
we
struggle
took-
with
We took
research.
time. Drake Sekeba, for example.
Tula tuogere.
Kafero. What was the
Cafero
title?
is that of
Paul
Paul Cafero, yes.
The other
As
the
an
guy
artist.
of not the artist. There was one who used to. I've forgotten.
Kadongo Kamusho.
Not Kadongo Kamu.
Was it
No,
Kadongo?
it was not. It
Paul
was.
Cafero
It
was
was.
doing the Buganda show.
Yes.
The Buganda show on
Yes.
on Kingdom Matters. Yes.
There's so many shows, and you see, we used to discuss. We used to have meetings.
Issues at hand
Issues at hand. We used to have meetings in the morning,
to prepare.
and we would first of all they would brief us. What are they going to do this week? Why are they going to do it? Where are they going? Understand? And we would
the show going.
Yes, and we would chip it and tell them, oh, you're going to do this and this. What if you added this? What if you added this? I don't think that happens nowadays. Nowadays, I go into my social media page and I see photos of Jackie, and I'm like, oh, first of all, I even download that video of Jackie. I haven't even asked Jackie what's up. Yeah, you know, they are in March India now, Jackie, blah blah blah. That's it. And that's what. That's why I'll tell you, most people no longer watch TV. It's not like they don't watch TV. They just don't watch local TV. By the way, there's a difference. People think people don't watch TV.
That's what I thought. I thought people
No,
are not watching
they
because
just
most
don't
times
wa-
people say,
yeah.
"Oh, who is so and so?" I don't watch TV.
Can I tell you something? I'm on social media groups that actually they'll post for you things that are happening in Kenya on Citizen TV, and they don't post here. They don't post things that are happening
Locally here, yes.
especially educational stuff. And someone said, there's someone who commented on Facebook, and she said, I like how Kenyans do their things. They actually, even in clubs, you find sessions where they're discussing politics and how to development. You understand? They just set aside session and they discuss. What MPs are discussing in parliament.
And they've gone out to have a good time.
You understand?
But also they have kept country at heart.
You
and
understand?
they're concerned about the leadership
Now,
and what is happening.
Why is that happening? It is not that people don't watch TV. It's just that the choice of the TVs they watch. So they would rather watch Trump than watch our local. You
So they are
understand?
watching the news.
They're watching TV.
They just know.
In most houses you go in, you find the TVs are on. You come
I
to
thought
my
they had left TV for the kids to watch
you
Cocomelon
come to
and
my
Ginger.
house. You come to my house. My TV is forever on.
Oh. And you're not playing
But
Cocomelon.
you ask me when. First of all, I don't like. Let me tell you something. Anything between 8 and 6, 7
PM.
is the worst time to watch TV.
PM.
Yes. And actually at 8 p.m. Yes. Why? You are likely to find those funny videos. People don't care whether families are at home.
Yes.
The dances that are being shown on TV. Everything is just weird. I can't sit here with my daughter. I have an 11-year-old. I can't sit here and watch the same. You understand? Huh? Even the topics. Some topics that are being discussed. I'm not saying all. You understand? So, what is the choice? Okay? You put Discovery channels, you put some things where you know. If not, you buy them games. So they keep busy. You understand? So it's not like people are not watching TV. No, people are still watching TV.
Actually, thought people are not watching TV. I'm one of those people that thought people are not watching.
People watch TV. That's how they get the information. You understand? And even if they don't watch TV, they get that TV here on their phones. Okay? They can be able to know what CBS aired without necessarily watching it here, but they're actually connected here, so they'll watch it. So the fact is, it's not that we are not watching TV. It's just the choice they make to do it. And why are they making those choices?
Because of the content we're
Because
giving
of the
them.
content. I still believe on many occasions I've been on TV, on boardrooms in this country to discuss TV. There's a lot of potential. A lot of potential. Okay? But the owners or the gatekeepers should know. They should go hard. You see this thing of this is easily available. I
But let
will
me tell you
download it
something.
off here and put it out there. It is easily available. I don't have to send a cameraman.
There was the time I didn't get hired because I wasn't light skinned.
No, you see?
Yes, and the producer told me, "You're good, but do you have a friend who is like a half caste, like really light skinned?"
Now, you see, if you didn't know why, you would have gone and changed your...
No, I am
You
beyond. I
understand?
am so.
But since you know
so
what
that
is...
it developed,
but,
yes.
Yes. But since you know and believe why and what is in you, you see no need.
To
And you
judge
tell
myself.
yourself, you know what? An opportunity will come
That is
where
befitting.
I'll be sellable,
Yes.
not because I am light-skinned,
No.
but because of what I have in me.
Yes. And I think it's happening a lot. Some people, there's been body shaming. Some people because they've got big bodies, and even when they are a good fit, maybe they could have been mentored to do good.
Yeah.
Anyhow, celebrities of your time. Are there some celebrities that you think from your time till now are still relevant, both on air, in the media, and even music? Because you worked with both.
Of course, Bob is not a big man.
Bobby Wine,
I mean, he could call me. I don't think now he can call me. And even if I call him, he may ask who.
You may ask who is. Yeah, and that's the thing.
You get it?
I don't know what happens.
Just change of
Life
and it's allowed.
happens. Yeah.
And of course, if I meet him, he'll say, "Hey, you'll say all those things. Yeah, bloody." Because we did a lot of stuff with him. We went for boat rides, did all those funny things. Bebe can even stop his car even now. For him, he's always there. Like, hey, you guy. He's the only guy who believes I have to speak with him. I have to speak to him in Uganda. We'll never converse in any other language. So yeah, the Bebes are there.
Bebe is still very relevant. That is true.
This MP, Dr. Hildeman.
Oh yes.
Mazongoto.
Yeah, those were the days of Demobed Mazongoto. His colleague Coco Champagne is abroad now.
Yes. So and I'm happy that they've made changes in the society, and they're impacting the society.
And that's what you say, change making. They started with their music, and they knew they wanted to do more. And you can see that when you have a why, and you're purposing, and your ambition is clear, then somehow you keep accelerating, keep evolving.
Yes, it's like you already have a road.
Yeah.
When the why is your road. Yes. Okay. The what is the car that you drive. The why is the road.
But if it's the other way around, you wanted to go in there for the car.
Trust me, you are going to drive into the
after
bush.
you get the car, the man's
you're going to drive into the bush.
You know that song? I know you don't know Uganda. And after he bought the car, he didn't sing again. That was it.
So
the goal had been achieved.
Yeah. That is as simple as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking back on your time on TV, what are some of those best lessons you've learned? Even just about life.
Best lessons I've learned is don't play people. I would have played people. I had it, and in fact, people tell me, Eric, if you didn't become a millionaire, you'll never be one. A billionaire.
That was your time.
Everyone
was looking for you.
There was only one station.
Yes.
That was
so if it's not playing on WBS, so every artist, it's not a hit.
Some artists had this habit. Before they send money.
They first send the song.
Then they send the song. Or
money comes first.
They send the song, then they'll send money. But then I used to tell them, please do not send me money if I have not found your song worth playing.
Because I will not play.
Because I will not play it. And you know what will come after?
I was robbed. You'd
be
accused of fraud, exploitation, theft.
But
all
if
those things.
I wanted to play songs because I had received money, trust me, by Wednesday every week, I'd be having at least 100,000.
Wednesday was late show.
No, Thursday was late show.
Then Wednesday.
I used to compile my list on Wednesday.
And the artists knew.
Then
that is show prepping.
I confirm with the guests on Wednesday.
That you're the one coming.
You understand? Yes. So if I wanted to be rich, why was I? All corporate companies who wanted their stories to run. You understand? I was doing late show. I mean, not late show, Showtime.
Yeah, Showtime.
Showtime was the perfect platform for almost all of them.
Those were the days.
You understand? So, all in all, I can say this. If there's something I learned, is just being simple and doing what you're supposed to do is good. And do you know why I've learned that? It's because long after I left TV, the people who give me business are those people I knew then. Because that trust was formed at that time. The trust that was formed at that time is a trust that keeps me going. Imagine if I had played them. What brand would I have built?
Nothing.
You understand? So that taught me a lot.
Wow.
So that is the greatest lesson I learned. And I'll tell you this, I can meet anyone, I can have a tea with anyone, I can do anything with anyone. And none of them feels like they are not comfortable with me.
If you would advise, and if somebody came to you right now maybe younger. It doesn't even matter right now, because even at 80 now, with the internet, anybody can, come online and do something. But let's take it, they wanted to join the media industry. This is all media. Yeah, whether employed or not employed. What kind of advice would you give them today?
Discover who you are. And find out why you want to do it. Self-discovery is key. Number 2, why? Because that is what will drive you. You see, when you discover who you are, it will help you how to package your content. Don't be someone else. There are people who are struggling looking for someone like you.
And you're right there, just struggling to change yourself.
So if you try and change and try to be someone else,
crisis.
You'll be so wrong. You will have missed an opportunity, okay? And you will be sharing someone else's life instead of owning your own life. And remember, you cannot play the same role that the other party is playing in his life. That
You
person,
don't know they have
that
goals.
person was uniquely created
To do that.
And that's one of the problems we have in Africa.
Yeah, when we have a role model, we want to walk, talk like
Yes.
them, dress like them,
Exactly.
look like them,
And
like
we lose-
every copy and paste of another person.
We lose ourselves.
In the process, yes.
You get? We lose ourselves. We hear this guy followed this road, met so and so, then now he became rich. So me, I also want to follow the same road and meet so and so, and I think I can get rich.
Yeah. And you're thinking, if so and so, whom I saw growing up,
Yes.
we were even more privileged, can do this, I'm going to show them.
Exactly.
They don't know me.
So for me, that for me is what I would tell people. Discover yourself and then find out your why.
Amazing. I'm sure that it all can't be bad right now. Like I said, Bob, like, we were very intelligent. We were clever presenters. Because me, my time on KFM, we didn't have artificial intelligence. So the onus was on you, the presenter, to think how to make, and the tagline needs to be better information-based music. Give information as the music is, of course the music was done for us, but you make sure these people are happy, feeling inspired. Your emotions, your head, you're always thinking. So I think it was smart, but I think this is a great time to be in the media. There's artificial intelligence. There's so many tools you can use. Is there anything you're excited about that you feel with this technology right now, it's going to be so useful to the industry?
What I'm excited about is I'd be more excited with someone who actually picks what is on all those platforms or whatever and betters themselves with it. Don't just leave it as that is your daily butter and bread, and that is what you give to people. Now, value will be how you use that you've gotten on artificial intelligence and all those other platforms.
Make it simpler.
How you use that to package what you have.
Explain it for me, because I talked to parents recently. Wanted to introduce their child to this kind of thing. So if the mother or the child is watching, okay, they've understood how to use that, then they'll be thinking, okay, then how am I supposed to use it?
How you're supposed to use it is, you see, naturally you know the person that you are. All right? Naturally you know and even if you have a child, and I'll give you a very perfect example, but it's also a sad example. I just buried my brother recently.
Oh, and you just returned from burial.
And I
Thank
remember
you for doing this. It's not an easy time for you.
And I remember when I was asked to speak, I went in front of the church and I told them, this is how I remember Victor, where my perception of Victor started being different. At a young age of 4 years, he did something, and that something shaped what we thought about him. Now, if I was Victor's parent in this year and age,
You would do better.
I would use AI since I've identified the person of Victor, and find out how I can use the information to help, or Victor can use the same information to make himself better in terms of being an artist, okay, fitness enthusiast, and not just to copy, as in like just duplicate everything that comes from those platforms. You see, let me tell you something. A copied thing can never be original. That one I will tell you. Okay? You cannot copy something and be original. And some people will always notice when you are not original.
Yes.
You understand?
They will tell that
yes.
this is not.
So even as much as we want to copy those things, you can, a doctor, okay? Someone was saying, please eat more fruits, eat healthy, because your doctors are passing their exams by using ChatGPT. You understand? That means whatever they are getting,
true.
Yes, whatever they are getting, whatever they are feeding you, whatever, you know what? It's from
artificial intelligence, which you
yes,
can also get.
Yes, it's something
as a
that you can get.
non-professional.
Okay, but you see, the bottom line is, you know what to do to stay healthy, don't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Eat healthy, work out.
Yes. So keep doing what you
Protect
do
yourself.
to stay healthy. Okay? Don't go to ChatGPT and say, you know what, I need to do this to stay healthy. Yeah? If you are a physical fitness enthusiast, go for it.
Do your walks. Do
Okay?
what you have to do.
If you play chess, do it. If you play basketball, do it. Those platforms will never teach you how to play basketball.
No.
And the talent that you have, those platforms don't have. You understand? Yes.
And you did mention about something copied not being original, because these people we're copying, we don't even know the facts.
Of course.
Because people in the limelight will give you what they want you to see, and you're copying something that is not real. And maybe it even explains why a lot of celebrities do struggle a lot after the limelight. Let's talk about what this pressure for fame does to mental health. What have you seen? You
Like
have
I
lived
said-
with these people.
Like I said right from the beginning, there's the why. Yeah? There's the why, there's the what and why. The pressure that you get from fame comes from, first of all, you know what you want to do, but you don't know why you want to do it. It still rotates around the same thing.
You know you want to be famous. When you're now famous,
But you don't
you're
know
like,
why.
now what do I do with
You
this
understand?
fame?
Yeah?
I am there.
If you know why, trust me, you will not have any problems. Huh? Okay, problems exist, but you will fight those problems. You get? Because if for example, today I decide I want to have a podcast, and then I say, I want to have a channel, and then I should ask myself, why do I want to have that channel? Trust me, if within this year I get 1 million subscribers, but I knew why I wanted that channel, and my reason for wanting that channel was right, you know what is likely to happen? The pressure won't get to me.
Yeah. There's no pressure.
You understand? Because I knew why. And if my why was right. For example, if I wanted to touch the world and change the world, I'll be like, okay, now I have 1 million people giving me audience. Huh? Now justifies my why. So instead of concentrating on adulations and all those things, I'll concentrate on the why. And when I'm concentrating on the why, it happens naturally. So the reason why some of these people, the pressure of fame and all these affect them is because the why is wrong.
Now you, a man who is this intelligent, who is so good with people, who's got social capital is high, how can you be single?
Okay, first of all, I'm not very good with people.
You who used to cancel artists
No,
and
I'm
help
not.
them discover themselves,
I'm
who
not.
used to find talents.
I have a big problem with people. Yeah, that one I will tell you. I don't mingle easily. I am I'm a loner. I like my space because of my growing up. I was a child who grew up with adults. At age 7,
So you matured
I think
fast.
the youngest person I was staying with when I was 7 years old was how old? Was 22. That was the youngest person. And so most of the times I was left alone. And we had this big compound, and you have that big compound, and everybody's going to work, and you are left with a maid and a watchman. And those days watchmen were Maasais, and the Maasais of those days were not talking. In fact, there was a joke that if you had a watchman, a Maasai watchman, if you drove out wearing a red shirt and you came back wearing a black one, you would not.
Because they were not creating relationships, they didn't even know who they were protecting.
So that was our watchman. So I would never even approach them. I used to stay down there. So I wake up in the morning, I read a bit, then I go behind the whatever, I start playing with my stones. So it taught me to be very shy. I know people doubt this, but I'm very shy.
I'm also doubting you're shy.
I'm very shy. Take me to a room.
Our star and life of the party.
Take me to a room where there are people. It will take me even 2 hours to say the first hello.
What?
And even if I say hello, my hello stops at that point. Hello, how are you? Fine.
That's
Period.
it.
And I'm done. I'll go back to my corner and I do my stuff. So that's one thing. Number two, you said why am I single? It's because I think I enjoy my remote. I love my remote.
You want to watch TV alone.
I don't.
But you said when a wife comes, she would take away the remote.
I don't know. Now we are here. We can talk about that. Trust me.
When she comes, things
practically things change.
You think she would bully you? Are you bullied?
No, she will not even bully me. It just happens. You get it? It just happens. Huh? It just happens. My remote cannot be here without someone saying, I would like to watch this or this and that. Secondly, I want to eat my bread alone.
Are you selfish?
No. You see, the first and the last slice, those two are very important. They are not for sharing.
You have killed me.
So I want to enjoy my bread alone, especially the middle ones we can share. That's no problem.
The first one. Yeah. You can tell her that when you see bread, the first and last, leave for me.
You play with that gender. Another reason is, there's this thing of when for you to get someone to really be happy with it, they have to be your best friend.
You don't have a best friend right now.
You understand?
Right now?
No, I have girls.
Because I don't know you to have. You hang around the most beautiful girls. You're in these
can I tell you
camps. The truth? You hang out with the great girls.
The truth is, I have very good best friends who are girls.
Yes.
But we are not romantically attracted.
You said best friends. So from the friendship you built something.
No. You see, there are relationships that begin from you saw them and something hit you. The chemistry happened.
That has not happened for you.
Now after the chemistry happens, now you want to know, can this person be my best friend? You understand?
Yes.
Now you know the chemistry is there, but now you start working on the best friend thing. Then it doesn't work. Okay? Then there are those relationships that come from you hit it off and you are best of friends, but there's no romance in it. You don't feel the chemistry. But trust me.
See now, such a beautiful girl.
You can.
How can you feel nothing when you see such a beauty?
That's Hannah Karema, my very good friend. She's the former Miss Uganda.
Exactly.
Yes.
And even if it's not her, these people, you're just around these beautiful girls.
I think it's because
who respect your work and
growing up, I have two very beautiful sisters. They're young. My foster sisters. They're young. And I saw them. I saw them growing up. That was Miss Central. Yes. Jessica.
I like how you just talk about them. That's Jessica. Other guys would be like, do you know this chick? These are my friends.
No, but they're my friends.
Yes, but
okay.
they'll be planning to
No, they're
like,
my,
build something.
No,
with
they're my friends.
And there were just few of those that we able to find.
They came in as like my sisters, and I took them as my sisters.
So you friend-zoned everyone?
Not that I friend-zoned everyone.
But your money, how can Miss Central, who is in Uganda, be your sister? Why are you making everyone your sister?
Because I find it peaceful.
Or there's another problem?
No.
Okay. Okay, let's first find out there's no problem.
Yeah.
Usually how the elders find out there's a problem. I'll do it like your aunties do, like my aunties do. Do you have any child?
Yes, I do.
Hey!
I have 2 beautiful kids.
You have children?
11 and 9.
So you were serious?
Yes.
You have children?
Yes.
Because I was going to say...
There they are.
Hey! And the way the girl is a photocopy.
Yes.
And this boy... And you're the minister. This minister of tourism.
That one I was doing... we were taking Miss Uganda to... What's it called? To Karamoja. We were on our way to Karamoja. So we passed by Mbale.
You have only these 2?
Yes.
Have such beautiful babies.
Just
you don't want to add?
Not at the moment. Another thing that you have to know, just me something. Bringing a woman into a life where there are kids.
Yes. What if she also has
and
kids already?
No, and you really love your kids.
Yes.
It's very hard.
Who said that woman? Okay, let's put it in a scenario. You mean you haven't met women who also have kids and love their kids dearly? Because I feel like such a person, if they were to date, they would want a responsible man that equally loves his kids. Because then you're pouring from a full cup.
Now, let me tell you something.
Love.
Let me tell you something, and I would not encourage this. If a woman has a child, and they meet me, the number one test of whether, one of the top 3 tests of whether we can be together or not is how I feel about her kid.
So usually you've not been able to love kids as much as you love.
No, I'm talking about now my kids.
Yes.
The same way. I need to know and understand that this girl is going to be the mother of my kids.
Their mother, not stepmother, is going to
you
embrace
understand?
them as a second mother.
Yes. You understand? And that is very hard. And it's one of the problems, especially if a man really loves his kids.
So
because that becomes a big
children
problem.
Are the reason you're deciding
to
stay like this.
No. Another reason is, like I said, the issue of my best. I'll tell you something. When I was growing up, we were in this very rich neighborhood. There were a lot of whites and people with money, and there was this evening walks with the dogs, and they would hold hands. And I used to look at them. I think I was like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I say, I want to grow up and be like these people. I dreamt of a romantic relationship. You do walks, you hold hands, you go buy bread together, you come back, you go do this together. Best friend thing. And then as I grew up, then I realized the chemistry has got to be intellectual as well.
Yeah.
You can be sharing the same things. When they are not around you, you get bored. When you are not around them, they get bored. And until today, I think that is one of the biggest challenges. You don't want to be in a position where all you do is have sex and share budgets.
But it's important. I was going to ask you, how do you manage? Because, like you said, it's important your body needs to be happy, and so do your emotions.
But you see, these things are all mental. Yes. Even sex doesn't make people happy. No. It's just something that
you can't tell me.
No, it is just one of those things.
That's one of the things that excite the body so much.
Let me tell you something. It is just one of those things. It was just one of these things that we have grown up being told that if you don't have this, you're not going to be happy.
When you get married so you can have a lot of it.
But
anytime.
But who said if you don't have it, you will not have a happy life?
People who don't get some.
Can I tell
They're
you?
usually grumpy.
Can I tell you something?
They usually are,
Can I tell you
But when you
something?
start your day with some, there's a way you're happy, you're smiling, everybody's calling you, you have a smile.
You see how
Eric, are we on? Because you got some.
You see how they market? You see how they market this thing?
You're saying our parents marketed it?
You get it? You see how they marketed? They market iPhone. And so every time you walk into a company that has Androids,
Yes.
and you have an iPhone, they start looking at you and they're saying, "Ha, that is the man. Hey, I am a." You understand? Eh? That's exactly how sex was marketed.
Okay, let me ask you.
And I tell you again, I'll remind you, this did not start now. When I was 20, I used to go to a gym. My friends, we had a gym at my friend's home. My neighbor, we had moved into a compound that had 16 houses. So, big houses, mansionettes, what. So, one of my neighbors, my balcony, the balcony of my bedroom was overlooking their bedroom. They were girls, very beautiful girls, 3 of them. Now, the house we used to go to for gym had some boys. We had boys. So, and they used to say, one of the chicks had she I think she felt something about me.
For you?
Yes, for me. So she would try, and trust me, she was one of the most beautiful. So the boys used to enjoy me. They were like, "But you, Eric, you waste opportunities.
Yes.
You waste opportunities."
That's why I first asked you if things are
even
okay.
Even the young kids had that thing. But it's simply because I grew up looking at girls like they're my sisters, and so I'm more inclined to protect.
Did you think about that woman as your sister?
That is a different case. That
Exactly.
will be explained another day. That one.
Because if everyone is being your sister,
it's a very long story. It's a very long
how
story.
much time do we have still? What? No way. This show is just beginning. No way.
It's a very long
I will
story.
get some extra file. Okay.
It's a very long story. Why? Because, like I said, I have friends who are girls, and trust me, they'll be so concerned about me. They'll call me. I have one who is now working with UN in Nairobi. When the moment she lands here, we spoil this city.
Wow. Now let me ask you. I know we don't have much time. I think we just need another interview with Eric. This conversation, I feel like it's just beginning. Now, Eric, our society generally in Africa, I do know you, I respect you, and of course, if somebody started this show, they have seen how much you have done. Moreover, we didn't even go so much into the other things he does, into waterproofing, into building, he's doing so much. They're building hotels. See the kind of people he used to hang out with. Rest in peace, Shaka Sale. So, all those great things you do in our society, the African society, they'll still think this man, this boy is irrelevant, is not responsible as a son. He's not able to find a wife. Does that happen to you? Because these are some of the misconceptions of our society.
I will
this
say
is Salif
this.
Keita.
I'll say this.
Been with,
I will say this. I don't conform to society.
But can you
Number
just?
one.
But is it? And generally they'll be thinking, but now this guy. Okay, let me even just ask you myself. How do you manage stress? You don't have a partner because the first person you'd go to is your partner.
How do I manage stress?
Stress.
How
yes.
do I manage stress? Huh? I'm a good walker. I
So
can
you
walk 10, 20, 30 kilometers.
To just get rid of the anger.
To just get rid of whatever. I'm a very good walker. And I love walking.
And then, wow. Yeah. And finances, two is better than one when it comes to finances. No. You're putting ideas together with this woman or this girl.
Now, this is where now you've said. You see this generation, generation of why do I need a husband? Oh, a husband will support me. What? Those things. Majority of these girls, ladies, I need he'll be my support. Huh? Not that we will work together.
You'll be each other's support.
Yes.
She'll support you too.
Do you understand? Now, that is one of the reasons why we do have a problem. I do have a problem. I don't, because and let me tell you where this comes from. I lost my mom when I was 5 years old. If she had relied on the man, my dad, I would not have even gone to school.
So that's why you've chosen not to make yourself anyone's dependent.
No. Listen,
to make anyone dependent on you.
No, I want
any support system.
two people and we hold hands and we are heading towards the same direction.
Exactly.
Because anytime, anything can happen to me.
Yes.
Anytime,
Yes.
anything can happen to you.
And
and when anything when anything happens to me, you should not become desperate because now I am not there.
That's why
You understand?
You detach.
You understand?
Is that
now,
what you do?
No. The thing is, I need someone who is also straight-minded and knows, yes, Eric is with me, but anytime, anything can happen. So I am not going to sit here. Yes. And I will
In other words,
help
you don't
her.
want a dependent.
I want a dependent. But I don't want someone whom, if anything happens to me today,
You're howled and
life
she's shattered.
stops.
Okay, you don't want. You're scared of being loved too much.
No,
I see
life
what you're
stops
saying.
in terms of now my kids cannot have a future. Now she must become a prostitute because Eric is no longer there. You understand? That shows how much I care about you.
Can I ask you something very personal,
Yes,
by the way?
please do.
Where's the mother of those kids? The fact that these kids, there's an 11-year-old and you haven't married, then probably you still want that person.
No. Okay, I'm not going to delve into that because
No, not details,
It's
just-
a long whatever,
yeah.
but they stay in Bali, and we talk.
Okay, you're friends.
We
You
talk
were just
normal.
worried that one day she will love you so much,
No.
and then she wouldn't know
No.
how to live life. That's what I'm getting from your
No,
conversation,
we had a few issues that
which every relationship gets.
gets, yes, and for that reason, that's why we chose to do that.
And the fact that it's 11, I'm seeing an 11-year-old, and you're not with anyone, and you keep saying, I want to eat bread, I want to take tea. It means you probably are still thinking about your past.
I want to make my cake and eat it.
Yes. You still haven't given me one or two very convincing reasons why somebody can stay single and be so happy. I'm not convinced.
It's a choice.
You made okay, it's a choice.
Yeah, it's
you
a
made.
choice. It's a choice until something happens and circumstances change. I'm not saying that things will not change.
But for now,
You understand?
you want to eat
Yes.
first and last slice. of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I mean, first and last, and unless someone says, you know what, Eric, let's get together because now instead of just having the 2 slices, we will have 4 slices. We will make 4 slices, so that you enjoy your 2. And since I also love the first and last slice, I'll also enjoy my 2.
But for now, you is not changing your mind.
Now I am okay. I watch my rugby. I do my walks. I do my things.
Amazing, and I do know you love right there. Your final word to your audience. We definitely need to bring Eric back here. We need to bring him back to talk about relationships because you guy, you're not serious. So give us your final word.
Towards what?
Towards
the
people living single and meaning business.
You see, by the way, just don't conform to society. You see, we have labeled things. We've labeled things too much. The labeling of things is where the problem is. We think, if she is not married, then she's another problem.
Yeah.
You
Then
understand?
she's promiscuous.
When he is not married,
something
then
is
he has a
wrong.
problem.
She's indisciplined.
And
She's
then so
unlucky.
we are so under pressure to get married, because we don't want the society to judge us.
But even loneliness makes
But you see,
people say, I'm tired of paying
one thing you
bills
forget is that if you are married, they'll judge you. If you are not married, they'll judge you.
Yes.
You understand? So it doesn't stop.
So
Secondly, trust me, there's a research like now in America. I was watching this, and they say 80% of the couples divorce. 80% of the couples divorce. 50% remarry after 5 years.
That's why I'm saying there's a chance of remarriage here.
You understand? That's why I said I leave everything else to God.
Because you don't know.
Me, I live my life.
That is true.
Yes. So don't conform to society. Live your life. Find what makes you happy. And let me tell you, when you are happy, the people around you will be happy.
This gentleman has not made things easy. I thought by the time we're done with this conversation, he'll be like, okay, there's some girl, I'm still watching someone, you never know. But whoa, The guy is saying no. Anyhow, I do hope that you did learn a lot. I know that we talked about relationships, but most importantly, I feel like there was so much to learn from Eric's career background, especially in a time like now where almost everybody that has a phone right now is filming, is doing content, and you are part of the media right now. So I want to believe that like every Friday is about glowing and growing up. It's personal development. In as light, as fun as the topic seems, the goal is that you do not stay the same. And even for me, when I have these guests, it's intentional. That I also want to pick from their wisdom and learn and do better and grow. And if you do have a question or a comment, please leave it. If you can subscribe, I'll be very grateful. I'll appreciate it. We're just 1 month right now, Stuart. We're just 1 month since we started, and I like where this is going. I feel like he said, Eric kept talking about the why, the ambition. The why for this show is very clear. Change. We want to help bring more stories of change makers. We're using storytelling as a tool to encourage community transformation for good, to have more people, to grow a community of people doing good. You see that? My name is Jackie Deweyi. It's been awesome being with you. And how can I forget to thank our partners and our sponsors? We're doing this show at the Mofa Pendo States. They do Airbnbs. They help you set up your Airbnb, and most importantly, call for consultation on 0772 987 442. And of course, Clap Records is my producer, Stuart. If you're looking to do a live event, you're looking for somebody to do live streaming, call or WhatsApp 0777. It's even on the screen, but I'll do it with you. Sometimes it's so fast on the screen. 0777. The number, okay, it's gonna come back and we will do this together. But the number is actually right here. Let me read it for you so that you can call to stream. And of course, we do have partners, and invite you to partner and work with us, because I mean, this show, let's create change together. I love stories on that. 0777 289 993. 0777 289 993. And building experts in Nakasero. They are the go-to one-stop shopping center for all building material, quality building materials. You're looking to finish your house, you're looking to get the latest styles, whether local or imported, plumbing materials, sanitary ware, adhesive, and everything building. Go to those guys, building experts. This is your one-stop shop for all your finishing needs. And I'm happy that I can confirm I have bought tiles from them in my previous house. I am no longer in that house, and the new people that occupied it are using the same tiles, and we're talking a difference of maybe 10 years. So call 0754 515 855, 0754 515 855, and that is Building Experts Uganda. We do so much, reminding you, Paint for You in has paint deals for you, both auto and decorative, interior and exterior. You want to know more about colors, call Paint for You. They are partners of Rigo Paints, and you call 0772 987 442, 987 442. By the way, on one of these Tuesdays, I'll be hosting Eric to talk about the different trends in interior, because he is in that space, and you can know some of the things that they're doing. These guys are doing some amazing things that will not fit now that the show is ending. Crazy flows. I'm forgetting what he calls it, but hey, we'll host him. He'll show you the pictures. If you walk to a place and the floor looks like glass, we will have a Tuesday on Pimp My Space, and you just get to know these trends. So when you're building your house or you're working in a hotel, you know who to talk to. Yeah, that's our guest today. Like I told you, this man is multi-talented. Thank you, Stuart. That was the perfect picture. So I'm sure you also are looking for it. If you want to see Eric talk about that type of business, construction, interior, just let me know on the comments, and I will make sure I bring him for you. And whether you respond or not, I know that you need that information. So Eric, we have to plan for that Tuesday when we get to talk about all these things. Take care of yourself. Have a beautiful weekend.